I know I'm a better reader now because in September when I read a book, I would get stuck on a word and I didn't know what to do, so I would just skip it. But now in June, when I get stuck on a word, I use my strategies, and I think the two most important ones are, did I look carefully and does it make sense?
I know I'm a better reader now because if I get stuck on a word, I see if it doesn't look right, does it make sense. I chunk it out into little bits. I sound it. I also use picture clues. I know I'm a better reader now because in September I didn't know a lot of words, but now I do. I've read 3 chapter books already and I've had lots of fun reading them.
I know I'm a good reader now because in September I only knew a few strategies like chunk, sound, and reread. But now I can read harder chapter books.
Children, this morning you're writing about your reading. Now remember, this morning you were talking about what good readers do, whether they make pictures in their head, whether they're able to fix problems when they have them, and even tell if there's a problem when they're reading. And the last one, whether you're able to retell the story afterwards. So could you please draw one of these flowers that tells how you feel about yourself as a reader? Dylan, would you please share what you've written about your reading in your journal today?
Yes. Sometimes I make pictures in my head. Sometimes I know when I've made a mistake. And I can fix it by using my strategies. And it is hard to tell someone about what you've read. And why I have given myself a 2 is because I didn't do much pictures in my head, and I really do think it is quite hard to tell someone about what you read because it's quite easy to forget.
That's true. Thanks for sharing about your flower.
When I was reading a book called The Shadowlands, I made lots of pictures in my head. When they were battling leeches, they were being eaten alive. Leaf was in big trouble because he had leeches all over him, eating rocks. And I chose number 4 or 5 because I was making lots of pictures in my head while I was reading.
I feel really good about my reading because last year I barely knew any words.
How I feel now about my reading is that I can read a lot better. If I don't know what word, I just look at the list of strategies and I can find out the exact word.
I think I'm much more confident as a reader because I have learned a lot of strategies. I know now when I make a mistake, and I know when it does not make sense. I've been using the strategies and they help me read books that I need to read, and so it's really helped me a lot.
When I get stuck, I use pop it out and then I chunk it. And if I still don't get it, I get help from 2 people. And if I still don't get it, I ask the teacher. And after I read, I reflect. I give thoughts in my brain and connections of my life.
I think I have improved in my reading since I have in September because I've learned much more strategies, and I think I can read much longer books, and I am able to see when I make a mistake, and I'm also able to find when it does not make sense, and I can fix my mistakes. A tip for good readers is when you're reading a chapter book, you should make a picture in your head because it makes you more excited.
The best tip I can give good readers is if you're just starting a book and you want to really know much about it, take a picture walk first.
The best tip I can give a reader is to have a little fun with reading in it, and you have to jump over words that you don't know much.
My tip for good readers is when you get stuck on a word, you can chunk out the word, jump it over, or sound it out.
A tip for good reading is
reflect after you read a story because it's really fun to reflect the story because you could talk about all different stuff.
Good readers always make pictures in their head while they're reading a book.
Good readers like to think about what the book's about because if they don't know what it's about, then they don't know what's going on in the book.
In all of my career, I have never seen such gains with children at risk. I cannot believe the progress these children have made, and I am very proud of all of them. Some of these children, when they arrived in grade 3, were at a kindergarten grade 1 level, and now they're able to interact with grade 3 material. Some of them are reading in grade 3 and 4 material, and they are so proud of themselves. Their attitude has changed, their behavior has changed, they're on time for school, and they feel wonderful about themselves and their reading.
Our inquiry over the past 2 years has helped us realize what good readers do. We've even realized what we ourselves do as readers.